Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus. Once again, guys, giving you another offensive tip to be more effective in your game play on offense. I had a request from a commenter in one of my videos about breaking down power runs. This obviously would be the Power O. And Power O is a gap running scheme opposed to an inside zone, which is a zone running scheme. This play essentially is designed to overpower defenses and get more hats on defenders and actually really overwhelm the defense. A lot of offensive coordinators in the NFL and college, when asked like what would be their favorite play to go ahead and run on offense, they'll always say power, just because it's just, it's a staple play that you can use. I'm going to go ahead and break down the mechanics of this particular run play if you don't use it in your scheme, and it's a really good play. Now I want to point out I used to run Power O a lot out of the pro form formation, but I can only find this particular Power O out of the Bills formation. So it looks like a lot of the playbooks right now just only have a handful of Power O formations, like in certain plays, like goal line. It's not as popular as it used to be, but we're going to show you different variations of this out of the Bills. So if you do run the Bills playbook, it does give you kind of competitive edge. So power, you got basically with a power play, you're going to have this I-form version of it. You've got a twins version of it, which is Willie, which is power. You've got a motion of this guy over and an ace formation, which would be power. Also, there's some other different types of formations you could take a look at. We're going to be taking a look at basically a twins formation right here. A do is a variation of Power O, but you've also have the base play, which we'll be showing you in this breakdown and stuff like that. So it's just kind of like it's not as effective as having some kind of a pulling guard, and I've actually kind of shown you what formations work best and which don't. So let's just go ahead and kind of jump into it. Now, power is a gap run play that consists of a backside guard pulling and getting a hat on a linebacker where there's a kick out block by multiple back blocks to create angles for the offense at this point of contact. So I'm going to go and show the mechanics of this to you. What I do like about power out of I-form is that it's a play that you can flip. So if you got a guy that's shifting his line off, you can take advantage of that leverage situation. So essentially what you do is you've got this guard that's actually going to pull, and he's going to come up behind the tackle, which essentially is going to be the C gap. So you've got your A gap right here, you got your B, you got your C, and then out here is your D. And really what you're doing is you're taking the run and you're actually going to go ahead and run behind the C gap. Now the responsibilities of these guys are kind of to crash down, and this guy's going to pull around and come up this way. This guy's going to go ahead and seal to the outside, and this guy's going to seal to the outside. So really your goal is to kind of run this way. I've found sometimes that you can run this way and then actually kick it outside. So really, that's kind of your goal and what you want to do with this run. So we've got this set up. What's cool about this, once again, is that you can flip it. So you have like one less guy that actually is going to give you kind of blocking, but if you see the weakness of the field is on the opposite side, you can do that. So you can see right here what happens is these guys crash down. He's sealing right here. This guy's sealing the edge, and this guard is coming up and hitting the next level, and that should give you an easy lane to get to the next level and potentially get past or get 5 or 6 yards. That's what's really effective about it. And you just go ahead and read that guard on that. Now the problem with this particular play is that the guard is going to be your lead blocker. He's going to be the person that's going to go ahead and set up your hole for you. And if your guard is slow getting to the hole, it's not a good play to go ahead and use. So if you have slow guards or unathletic guards, this might not be a very good play to go ahead and use for you. But you can see right there, easy to go ahead and get yards. You just get really good dominating blocking in this type of situation. So we've got 8 guys in the box. I've got 8 guys in the box, and I've got 5 guys over here. So I do have basically kind of a hats on a hats type situation. I'm going to have these guys pull over and go over like this, but I'd rather go to the weak side of the field if I have that option. So you can see right here I do, and as a result I'm able to go and pick up, you know, easy 10 yards with that run. So it is a really good run to go ahead and blend into it, and I love having basically the ability to flip these plays with this run. Now you're more likely to go ahead and find this in most playbooks in more of these heavier sets where you got, like, you know, 2 tight ends type situation. So I think we're going to go ahead and take a look at this version of it. So that's more likely if you got a heavier formation that you can jump into. And once again, it's a situation where you just go ahead and look to the weak side of the field, try to get your blocking. So if I would have got past, that guard would have picked that guy. If I would have stuttered or just hit the hole a little bit slower, that could have turned into a touchdown in that type of situation because there's really no safety support. So flipping it to the backside, once again, this is one of the reasons why I do love the Power O, especially in these I-form formations, is that a lot of times what you can do is you can actually go ahead and flip the play, and it just kind of puts the defender at a disadvantage. So you can see right here, I go ahead and cut it out, pick up about 5 or 6 yards in that type of situation. So we're going to go ahead and just, once again, run with it. You sometimes you just, you know, you're going to get some block sheds against you. So that's the bad thing about having tight formations. I've discovered that the Power O in tight formations, sometimes it's not that good because it actually kind of puts everybody in the box. There's not a lot far to go. A common adjustment you could do just to kind of get a read is to actually go ahead and motion your guy over. This will kind of give you an idea whether a person's in man or zone coverage. So what you could do is you could start motioning the guy over, and if the guy carries, you just run to the backside. That's kind of a little adjustment. Now we're going to go ahead and jump into a couple of formations out of shotgun. You're going to have the halfback base formation. And we're just going to go ahead and run this against any kind of random defenses. All right, so not actually halfback base, but take a look at this guard. So this guard is actually going to come over and carry. I've got 3 wide receivers out here, so these guys kind of get themselves out of position. What I have discovered is that if you do spread base, it gets the defenders a little bit further out, so you just get more space to work with. And then also the defenders actually will have to, if they're playing man coverage, they have to go ahead and go with the wide receiver. So base is ideal against spread formation when you're going to use the spread formation. But those tight formations, I would say, are not as good. And I'm going to show you some examples of using the halfback quick base tight. You can see the blocking angles right here. These guys are not going to force these guys off their positioning. So you want to pay attention to the blocking lines to be successful with this. So you can see I've got more guys in the box. I really don't have anywhere to go. I probably could have went wide with that particular play, but you would think that the hole is available. You know, it's a little bit tighter. So I would say currently right now the way the game is coded is I would stay away from halfback base in these tight formations because you're just going to have more guys cluttered around the box. And it's just going to be a little bit harder for you to be able to get the ball, you know, across the field. So that's one of the things that you want to be concerned about. Goal line. Obviously, this is a set audible. So a lot of times in goal line situations, people will use QB basically sneaks or fullback sneaks and stuff like that. If you blend this into your scheme, Power O is really good down in the red zone or when you need to get a couple yards in a 4th and 1 situation. So it is just kind of it's a staple base run play audible that you can jump into. So I think it's like the top one, and once again you can flip it. And give yourself a count advantage depending on what he does with his line. If he bunches his line up to try to stop the sneak, then essentially you can go and use this to get to the outside. This is a really good play to go ahead and jump into your scheme. So you can see right here, I'm able to go in and basically get the ball down in the end zone, fall in for a touchdown. So that's what I do love about this particular play. So guys, if you don't use Power O, you might want to consider it. I would say probably your best bet is to blend it in with your goal line offense, in particular, just because this is just a really, really good play to have into your arsenal. It's a very good running play, and it gets really good blocking. So Once again, guys, thanks for your support. I really appreciate it. I'll be rolling out some more offensive and defensive tips to take your game to the next level. So until next time, guys.